Right, hello lads and lasses, and welcome back to Boys Down Under, where probably the biggest news story surrounding Celtic in the last, quite a few months has dropped today. Celtic are returning down under, a move that has absolutely divided supporters and one that has gone from rumour to reality in merely a day, and has certainly got your favourite Celtic YouTuber very, very excited. Before we go any further though, please remember to like the video and subscribe to the channel. It's the best way to help support the channel grow. Forever appreciative of you guys if you did that. But without further ado, let's get into it. So this is absolutely huge news, I can't lie. This has rocked the whole Celtic news world, and for that matter, Australian footballing world as well. A bombshell was dropped late last night in Sydney, maybe around 9 to 10 p.m, I can't remember exactly, by Grant Muir and Ray Gatt, that Celtic were set to have a Glasgow derby in Sydney as a friendly down under just before the World Cup starts in November. And it already began dividing supporters. Not even 30 minutes in, all the major Celtic media outlets caught wind of this. They were reporting on it, articles, and it began, the great divide began. The main belief, and it's from both sides of Glasgow, the main belief is that both clubs are leaning on each other in this, and that they are using the derby as a cash grab. Many Celtic supporters are now quoting the tweet from Celtic from last year, "We are not half of anything." And they are saying it is very hypocritical of Celtic to go and do this after tweeting that out last year. However, moving into what was actually going to happen, it was first confirmed by Celtic this morning, in the very early hours of this morning, that they'd be taking part in a 4-team tournament in November this year. Now, this and nothing more was said about it. No more teams were announced. Rangers weren't mentioned in it. Now, prior to recording to this video, maybe 1 hour ago, it has been confirmed that by Tourism Australia and by many other Australian footballing accounts and media outlets that the tournament will be known as the Sydney Super Cup. It's going to be a mini tournament featuring Sydney FC, Western Sydney Wanderers, and, as they say, 2 other footballing giants. This year, for the inaugural year, it is Celtic and Rangers. Are Rangers giant? That is debatable, but still, we're not going to go into that right now. So, for those who don't know, Sydney FC, Western Sydney Wanderers, they are the two. There's 3 clubs who technically are in Sydney. You've got Sydney FC, Wanderers, and Macarthur Bulls. Macarthur Bulls only came in last year, so I can see why they haven't been included. So the more senior teams, I guess we can say, Wanderers and Sydney FC, have been included in this match. And what we know so far is that there will be 3 matches played for each team over the space of 5 nights. So I'm assuming that it will be every team will play on the first night, have a break off the second night, play the next game the third night, and then the third game the 5th night. And that's what I'm gathering right now. I'll link the article in the description below, but I'm sure most of you already know about what's going on. Now, is there an actual final to determine the winners of the cup? Nothing's been said on that yet. You sort of expect there will be, but you can also see why there wouldn't be. But the details have not been confirmed. However, the mini tournament will begin on the 16th of November. And it will the matches will be across the 3 main stadiums. Combank Stadium, previously known as Bankwest Stadium, which is in Parramatta, which is the west of Sydney. Accor Stadium, formerly known as ANZ, which is located in Homebush, Olympic Park. And then the newly built Sydney Football Stadium, which is in Moore Park, which is just outside of Redfern. It's sort of hard. I can't remember the exact suburb, but it's just outside of Redfern. Now, Stuart Ayres, the Minister for Western Sydney, as well as Tourism and Sport, said, "Sydney has kicked another goal as Australia's home for football, with the world's best clubs coming out to play our hometown heroes in the Sydney Super Cup. What better way to start than with a historic rivalry like the Celtic vs Rangers derby?" Now, for those of you who I am sure are very upset with this news, for which we'll get onto later, look on the bright side. At least he isn't calling it the old firm. But anyways, I'm sure you are all dying to hear my thoughts on this, and as a proud Celtic fan and as a proud Sydney sider, firstly, I am absolutely ecstatic. I will be able to see Celtic at least 3 times this year in Sydney. And for those of you who don't know, I've only ever seen Celtic play live once, and it was against the Mariners in 2011 in a pre-season friendly, which we went down 1-0 to. Now, that for me is huge. The fact that I will be seeing 3 times the amount of Celtic games this year than I have ever before. It's huge for me. It's huge. I can't lie. I've got plans to go to Glasgow in the near future when I finish school. But it would have been this is huge. This is absolutely huge for me as a Celtic fan living in Australia, more specifically Sydney. I don't even have to leave my home city to go see Celtic play. Not once, not twice, but 3 times. Regardless, I am very excited. However, I do feel a bit annoyed in the fact that there's going to be a Glasgow derby that means nothing. Because the fact of the matter is, these derbies, they always mean something. However, and it's quite disappointing to see that this match is being reduced to a friendly. Now, there's the other side of me, the Aussie side of me. It's ANGE'S homecoming match. He said it himself. He hasn't been into Australia in just under 3 years. It will reach 3 years by the time this game comes around. It's in his home country. He's the greatest Australian manager ever. I'm so excited to see Celtic in Australia, and I'm so excited to see Ange Postecoglou's Celtic in Australia. I will be covering every single match, no questions asked, regardless that it's a little mini tournament, business, money, cash grab, whatever you want to call it. Now, there's a bit of a cheeky message in this whole announcement, which I think a lot of people have picked up on. We're going to take a little bit of a side quest here. This tournament is at the end of this year, which is in November. Ange Postecoglou, it's his homecoming. It is being advertised as his homecoming and his return to Aussie football with Celtic. But Ange is only on a 12-month rolling contract, which expires, in June this year. So, if you don't catch my drift, what I'm trying to get at is that this is the biggest indicator we've had so far that Ange's contract will be renewed, or even better, upgraded. Something that I agree should happen. I think we need to give him job security, 3-year contract minimum. I'd want to give him a lifetime contract if it was up to me, but it isn't. Still though, I do feel this is the biggest indicator that Ange is going to be at Celtic again next year, whether it be on another role, the same rolling contract, or he gets an upgraded contract, which he so far has proven beyond doubt that he deserves. Regardless though, back to the topic of the video, because we are, in fact, foregoing a Celtic St. Mirren preview for this video, because it is quite a big thing. No other way to put it. Now look, I can understand the perspective of a lot of you who are feeling that the derby has been killed, who are feeling upset, who are feeling annoyed, who are feeling angry. All the emotions you can feel, because the issue isn't Celtic are playing in Australia. The issue is that Celtic are playing Rangers in Australia, and the derby is going to be brought down to something of a friendly match. It'll have no impact at the end of the day on the league. It'll have no impact on anything. And I do agree that it is wrong for such a historic fixture to be basically meaning nothing, because Celtic and Rangers will never be friendly. We know that. Any Celtic fan or Rangers fan can tell you it will never be a friendly fixture. Personally though, I've got to say, it will be bittersweet that my first Glasgow derby will be a friendly match. It won't be a legitimate one, but I am still for this taking place. Don't get me wrong. I'm not here to absolutely slam the club. I'm here to agree with it because I see where they're coming from. There is clearly a market here in Australia, without a doubt, for both Celtic and for Ange. I can say to all of you guys watching, from my personal experience, I know so many people who follow Celtic now because of Ange. They may not be diehard fans. They may not be the purists. But if you ask them to pick their favourite Scottish team, they tell you it's the Mighty Hoops. I'm not going to do it on air on this video, but I could name at least 10, 15 people who I know who have now started actively, following the results of Celtic and following what Ange has been doing at the club. That being said, the derby is still a rivalry. Just because we're on the other side of the world doesn't mean we don't hate Rangers fans. And it doesn't mean that the Rangers fans over here, albeit there may be a significantly less amount than Celtic fans, It doesn't mean they don't hate us. It may, it's still hatred at the end of the day, but there is still a level of respect that at the end of the day, we're humans, we still respect each other for supporting their clubs, but it's still hatred. I still hate Rangers. I'm not going to shy away from it, and I'm sure every single Celtic fan down here will tell you they hate the Rangers, without a doubt. And look, if it was up to me, if I was booking this, I wouldn't have booked Rangers. As simple as that. Purely because, for the reasons stated above, that it's not right for this match to become a friendly fixture, despite its pull and its marketability. What I would have done is brought a Premier League club down, or I would have, I think the best option would have been to bring down Kevin Muscat's Yokohama F. Marinos, ANGE'S former club, now managed by another Aussie. But look, it is what it is. At the end of the day, there isn't anything changing this. It is great for business, and modern football is a business. It has been going in that direction for many years now. But I can understand why people are upset about it. But here's the thing, that I still think it is great for Celtic fans down here and for Rangers fans down here, like myself. Not a Rangers fan like myself, like a Celtic fan like myself, who have not been able to go to a Celtic match to watch Celtic in Glasgow ever. Whether that be of age, COVID, whatnot. I'm sure there are many Celtic fans down here who lived in Scotland. There are so many Scottish fans down here, Scottish people down here, that have moved from Scotland for a multitude of reasons and haven't gone back to see Celtic play, but may have done so many times in their youth. This is great for them. This is great for every single fan down here. And the fact that we're able to see Celtic play 3 games in the space of 5 days, it's incredible for us Aussies. Sure, it may be 3 friendlies, and it may be a pre-season tournament. Not pre-season, but a pre-winter break tournament because of the World Cup. But if certain countries do qualify and we are missing the majority of our squad, it's still Celtic. I don't care what anyone says. It is still Celtic Football Club. And it is still Ange Postecoglou's Celtic. Now, here's the thing. He isn't going to come down here and take it easy. He isn't going to come back home for a holiday. He is on his return to Australia. It is being labelled as his homecoming. That is the whole pull of this Sydney Super Cup. He is going to want to win every single game we play, without a doubt. He will not, even though there may be rotation, even though we may be seeing a lot of B team players, he doesn't care. He is going to want to win every single match, not only because of his mentality, but because he wants to impress Australia. He wants to show us what he can do as a manager. He showed us what he can do many years ago with Brisbane Roar, Melbourne Victory, but now he wants to show us what he can do with the great Celtic Football Club. And look, without a doubt, the players will want to impress Ange, because if Ange sees them taking it lightly, they know their future at the club is going to be up in the air. But regardless, for those of you in Glasgow who have already started planning your trip down under, I highly recommend it. Sydney is the best city in Australia, without a doubt. It may cost you a bit, but it is the perfect time for a holiday. End of spring, start of summer. It's not too hot, but it's not too cold. It's right in the middle. But if you're not coming to Australia, fair enough, because it is a bit costly. However, you can experience what it's like for all of us Celtic fans down under, who have to wake up at the crack of dawn or who have to stay up until the very late hours of the night to watch this great team play. But look, to sum up this whole Sydney Super Cup, and my feelings on it is bittersweet. That is the bottom line. It is bittersweet. I've only seen Celtic once in my lifetime. It is disappointing to see the derby become a friendly. However, if you asked me whether or not I am excited to see Celtic play in this preseason tournament, and more specifically to verse Rangers in Australia, I would be lying if I told you I wasn't excited. I am very excited, and it is because of the factors that have limited me in seeing Celtic play live. I'm probably more excited to see Celtic play Rangers down here than I am to see them play Sydney FC or Wanderers. But look, that's just my view. I'm sure so many of you have so many differing opinions. I want you to leave it in the comments below, because I want to gauge what your guys' views are on the matter. Look, I think I can sum up the general consensus. If it was anyone but Rangers, you guys would love to see it. But because it is, a derby, that means that is a friendly. You're obviously very much against it. But leave that in the comments below. Remember to like the video, subscribe to the channel. Yeah, I'm still trying to get my head around the fact that Celtic will be in Australia for 3 games at the end of this year. Not to mention, I will have finished school by then, so I will have all the free time in the world to cover every single match. My head's still getting around it. Let me know what you think. But until next time, hail, hail. That was very quick. Let's do that again. But until next time, hail, hail.